Live from Studio D in the 3rd Ward in downtown Milwaukee, this is Cooking with Milwaukee Community Leaders.
Hi, I'm Charlie, and today on Cooking with Milwaukee Community Leaders, I'm with Jen Hense. Jen, how you doing? Jen is the executive director of the Urban Ecology Center, and we're on location. And if you hear some kids out in canoes, that's because there's kids out on canoes. Water's right in front of us here in Washington Park. It's a beautiful facility, just finished.
February 1st.
It's finished in February.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about the Urban Ecology Center. There's a nice community garden that we're going to take a peek at and look through there and hopefully forage for some food to make for our lunch. So that's the plan for today. So, Jen, tell us a little bit about yourself. You were born in Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
So talk about your growing up years leading up to heading off to college.
Sure. So I grew up mostly in Stevens Point. My dad was a Sears store manager. So when I was young, we moved probably 5 times before I was in the 3rd grade. As he moved from store to store, the family moved. And the family was me and my younger brother and my parents. And we had it was great growing up. It was a beautiful Stevens Point's a wonderful city to have grown up in. And it was also a place that my love of nature certainly started. My parents liked to take us tent camping and biking and all of the adventures in the outdoors. I went to SPASH, Stevens Point Area Senior High for high school. SPASH. Yep.
It's a nice acronym.
The Panthers. And I was a volleyball player and just liked being active. And that was the first time that I ever also worked for a YMCA, which led me into my later career. But I was a Y kid growing up. I was the kid that was always hanging out there and looking for fun stuff to do or get in trouble, whichever found me.
So you stayed relatively close to home, went to UW La Crosse. It's a great campus, right? Very close to the Mississippi River.
Yep.
So talk a little bit about your college years and what was your plan after graduating?
Well, I love to tell this when people ask about your career path. I'm like, I don't know, does anyone have a career path? Do they know what they're going to do next?
I love to ask the question now.
Exactly. So I went to school thinking I was going to be a teacher because I knew what a teacher did. I had seen teaching and I got that. After I failed my first math quiz a week or 2 into school and went to the professor and said, well, that's not good. How, can I get some remedial help? What do I do? He said, I don't really know how you got into school if you couldn't get past this first part, and was not particularly supportive. So I went to my counselor and said, well, here's what happened. Can you help me out? Who said, oh, teaching, it's real hard to, get into teaching right now. So I called my mom and said, well, I guess I need to come home. It's over. She said, that's great. I think the restaurant that you've been waitressing at probably saved your spot. You can come back. You can waitress. I was like, oh, I think I will try to figure this out. So after a little investigation, I ended up in the therapeutic recreation program, really with the hope that I would have the chance to work with kids who were court ordered to be in residential treatment facility and to give them the right to recreation. So even though you're in a space like that or you've made some tough choices, you still have the right to get out and to enjoy nature and find all that it has to offer. So that was my plan leaving school with a degree in therapeutic recreation.
And did you?
I did that for less than a year.
Oh, okay.
And realized the kids who are often court ordered to be in residential treatment have a lot stacked against them.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
To be on the other side of that, what could you do to prevent having a kid have been down that path?
Sure.
I think there was also times where it felt like we were there to solve something for kids who we were sending back to really difficult situations. And it was like, yep, I bet she ran away again because her home life hasn't changed, or I bet. So it was really difficult. So I did that for a little while, and then moved to Milwaukee, and I worked for Independence First for a little bit. They had a role as an adaptive sports director. So I ran all of their wheelchair sports, wheelchair ice hockey and climbing and softball and basketball, and enjoyed it a lot. Met someone at the local YMCA during that time who was doing a similar role, adaptive program director, and said, I think when I leave, you should come in. I'm leaving. You should come and do my job. So I applied for a job at the Y, and then spent 20 years working for the YMCA.
Okay. So that leads you to Urban Ecology Center.
Yeah. So I spent most of that time with the YMCA in camping. So YMCA camp in Ohio. I ran Camp Minneconne for many years, YMCA Camp Mattawa. And when I was ready to do the next thing, which I hadn't done a ton of thinking about what's the next thing, someone suggested the Urban Ecology Center and said, they're hiring a director of development, to which I said, ugh. Why would you want to?
This is downtown Milwaukee.
Riverside Park.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was also like, well, you like to tell the story and you like getting kids into nature. And I was like, oh, all of these things are true. So I went down and I met Ken Leinbach, who was the executive director at the time, who, of course, warm and welcoming, and said, I don't think you're going to feel like you need to sell anything here. I think who you are and your passion and your mission fits really nice with the UEC. Why don't you, let's give it a shot. So he was right. I loved that role. I started in 2015 as the director of development, and really did get to just talk with people about the work we do and why it's important, and would you join us in that work? And I did that for about 8 years.
Okay.
And then just over 2 years ago, when Ken hit his 25 years with the Urban Ecology Center and was ready to do his next thing, I had the opportunity to move into the executive director role.
Oh, the Urban Ecology Center, 3 locations?
Yep. So there's the original location in Riverside Park.
Right.
This is actually our second location here in Washington Park, although the newest.
Right.
And then our third location over in the Menominee Valley in Three Bridges Park.
So as you may be able to hear in the background, there's some kids enjoying the beautiful Milwaukee day, of which we're in October and it's 75 degrees. So we're enjoying this. So we're going to go ahead and move over to the community garden, and we're going to see if we can find something to eat. Now, I have an apron for you, but I'm going to give it to you when we head into the kitchen. So give us a minute to head over to the gardens. Be right back. All right, we're here in the gardens. And Jen, why don't you tell us who we have with us?
Sure. Eliza Woods, our branch operations coordinator here at Washington Park, is joining us.
Right.
Wearer of many hats, and one of them is helping to take care of our community gardens. So she's going to talk a little bit about what's been happening here this summer and what's going on now that we hit October.
Yeah.
All right.
Very exciting things. The garden has been growing really well, too. It's our first year back, too. So we've even learned a lot of lessons throughout this first growing season as well. This garden really is a labor of love from volunteers, staff members, some community members, too, as well, who have come by to share their love, too. So they've been involved with the harvesting, the watering, the weeding, the staking of tomato plants, too, when we can't get cages around them as well. So we have tomatoes, corn, cucumber, cherry tomatoes specifically, and some other heirloom varieties.
Why don't you show us what we got?
Yeah, so I got some cherry tomatoes all in here,
Right.
a variety of cherry tomatoes.
Uh-huh.
There was a dark cherry tomato in here somewhere, but I think we've picked all of those.
So these are these
These are cherry.
sunburst? Are they?
I'm actually not quite sure. I don't know my varieties that incredibly well.
If they go yellow or orange, they're sunburst. If they're green and turn red, then they're just.
There's some more over in the education garden plot
Okay.
as well. And then we also have a native bed in here too. Our land manager, one of our former land managers and land management staff
Uh-huh.
to plant this. So
Okay.
there is Actually, I'm not sure of the varieties in here, but they did want a space to also educate about native plants as well. So, I would try and name them too, but I'm afraid of giving you a wrong name.
Don't worry about it. We're a cooking show.
Yep, a lot of tomatoes growing in here as well. As you can see, some of these aren't staked too. Some of them are too.
All right.
We had squash too. Squash is on its way out. We actually already had squash picked. So now we're going to be closing down this bed pretty soon.
All right.
Corn is growing on here. It's one of the more all of it's exciting.
Urban
but
corn.
Corn is definitely one of the really exciting things that we've got growing in here. I started some a little late in the summer too, so we'll see how it goes. This is all sweet corn. Then we got some arugula, like some arugula seedlings started here at the bottom too. I put them next to the corn for a little bit of shade too, and I was trying to look up what might be some good companion plants. Corn was mentioned too as well.
All right.
And then a lot of tomatoes. We had volunteers in the summer.
They like tomatoes.
Yeah.
I see some Romas over there.
Yep.
See some green tomatoes.
Yeah.
Glad we don't have enough time. We'd make fried green tomatoes.
Yeah, you can pick some too if you like. There's plenty of green tomatoes too that we're gonna have to harvest.
Okay. Is that some peppers I see over there?
Peppers are growing too. They're Cubanelles. And then we have some other peppers growing in here, some smaller peppers. Cucumbers again too. As you can see, they're on their way out as well, but there's still some growing in here. They're, I believe, the pickling variety of cucumbers. There's the education garden too. So they really use this as an education space first of all too, and then if they're able to snack too with the kids, that's even better. Some herbs out here. I forgot which one this one is.
Like purple sage.
Yep, I believe it was some sort of sage too, but purple sage sounds about right. Some kale growing too. The kale has gone through, and then of course we have some more cherry tomatoes too. It's probably one of the easiest things for kids to grab at as well and get to snack on out here.
Tasty too.
Yeah.
Oh, so these are butternut squash. Need about 20 of them to make some soup.
Yep. There's some growing out here too. This one has been really nice. It has been a really nice cover. There's some tomatoes growing in here as well.
Okay.
Marigolds too that I wanted to grow some flowers in here. Okay. Started it from seed. Has been one of the most exciting things I have seen growing in here as well. Just to see how it really bushed out. And then some other things as well in here. It's their community program, so they'll take some of their programs out here to dig into the garden to observe all the life that's happening in here as well. And then that's the garden. Oh, sorry. Forgot the strawberries. One of our educators, Tori, she had extra strawberries.
Right here?
Yep, at that end garden bed. She had extra strawberries too that she's like, I needed to...
Are they a fall plant or are they more...
No, they're still a summer plant, so they probably won't fruit for about 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, but they will.
We don't have that much time.
They'll come back, of course. But we used to have strawberries at still on this location, but before we reconstructed, there were strawberries all along the side of the building too. So of course, bringing that back is going to be pretty magical to have back as well. Strawberries are.
And you said, are there herbs here? You said.
There was just the purple sage.
The sage. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that before we got here, we foraged some things for. So what did we get? We
have some red tomatoes up at the front desk too. We have some more ripening upstairs as well. The cucumbers you could probably pick. Mostly it was the tomatoes that we picked beforehand.
And there's a cucumber?
There's a cucumber we can pick up here as well. Yeah.
Well, let's get that because we're gonna make a little salad. All right. So this is the garden.
Yeah.
Community garden.
So while Eliza is picking that, I think this is the perfect moment. So we've got our beautiful new building in the background. We opened February 1st. 15,000 square foot renovation, 13,000 square foot addition. And it's not about the building, right? It's about all of these things that allows us to do outdoors, our kids out on the lagoon paddling.
All right.
It's a great vessel to allow us to connect more people to nature in the city. So just kind of a neat moment to be out here with all the activity too.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to head into let me see the kitchen. There we go. Cucumber. That's going to be a nice salad.
Really good.
So we're heading into the kitchen. We're going to make some BLTs. So give us a minute. Be right back. All right. Here we are in the kitchen. So Jen, we foraged these are from the garden. The lettuce isn't from Metro Market. But we got some tomatoes, nice red and juice. We got some red onion, and Jen's gonna peel this cucumber, and I'm gonna come over here and cook the bacon. So, got the griddle on. So Jen, why don't you show us your knife skills or your peeler skills?
All right. I will say if my Italian family or anyone who knows me was betting on who'd be on a cooking show, I'm pretty low on the list. So this is the extent of my skills.
You're doing good. All right. Look at her.
All right. There we go.
All right. So let's. So we're gonna for the salad. Why don't we cut? So they're certainly bite size. However you want to make that. Since you're the chef. All right. And I'm gonna while Jen's finishing up the cucumbers, I'm gonna come over here to the griddle. Nice center cut bacon. So we're gonna cook the bacon, and then we'll toast the bread, and then we'll put our sandwiches together. So Jen, how often do you cook in here? You?
Well, I never cook in here, but it was built to be a community kitchen. So people who are renting the beautiful lagoon room right outside the door, this is a space that they're able to use. There's also an organization called Community Pie.
PIE?
Yeah, and what they have done for many years is accessed the orchard that we manage out on the corner of 40th at the corner of Lisbon there. And so they will go and work with our kids and harvest the cherries and the apples and pears that are out there.
How are the Wisconsin cherries?
Pretty good. Yeah. There's I think there's a small window that they're great, right? And you got to be ready for it.
Are they sweet or are they tart?
They are tart cherries. But then they will can all of those vegetables, and then they make pies with them later in the season. So
invite me back for that.
we will. Our Winterfest celebration is usually kind of the debut for those. But
and when is that?
Winterfest happens in January. Our autumn celebration is coming up on August 18th. Okay. So we're looking forward to that. Lots of pumpkins. I think we'll be serving some hot dogs and things like that out of this kitchen for that community event.
Good.
So yeah.
So a lot of community events, and you have other events at Riverside and Menominee.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're get there. Here's our cucumbers, and I think we can put the cucumbers together with the onions and let it sit with the dressing. So if you want,
Perfect.
can you get a bowl?
Yeah, you bet.
All right, we'll flip the bacon. We'll need a little more. Yep, you want it. The kids eat lunch here. They're coming from other schools, or they just go back
so
to
one of the things, if I can, one of the things that we do during the summer is we serve free lunch and dinner.
All right, so Jen, you were talking about the lunches that are served here in the summer?
So one of the reasons I wanted to do this on location, specifically in Washington Park, and in this kitchen, is it's kind of a neat space to see some of the work that we do. So if you look that way, you'll see that there is a window there that was put in because during the summer we serve free lunch and free dinner to our community. So this summer we served over 2,100 meals. Those are meals that are put together by CFI, so they bring them in. They've made everything, and it's lovely. And then our high school outdoor leaders and some of our staff team then serve that. And the community then can hang out in this space, and they can eat their meals. And then the real hope is that once they've come in and had that experience, that then we can say, thanks for coming in, and oh, by the way, here's a fishing pole, come on out to the lagoon, right? So when you think about our work being at the intersection of the environment, education, and community, that community piece and meeting that community need is oftentimes the thing that allows us then to kind of bring that environment and education lens in along the way. So this is kind of a neat spot to be able to see all of those things coming together.
Absolutely. All All right, so we've done the bacon. So give us a minute, we're gonna get the sandwiches ready to put together. So we'll be right back. So we've got all the stuff here. We got our bread. We got, we toasted it, so Jen's gonna put some mayo on the bread. Here's our salads, cucumber, red onion, nice tomatoes, a little lettuce. So, and there's our bacon.
It smells delicious in here.
All right.
Oh, we're doing lettuce.
Lettuce first. All right, so we're gonna put a little, that's the L in the BLT.
I appreciate we were also able to use our compost bucket while we were cooking and
compost.
trying to take care of our waste along the way.
Uh-huh.
That's been nice. There we go.
All right, so we got
Off of that.
nice Metro Market lettuce. Tomatoes on top.
Beautiful tomatoes from the garden.
Uh-huh.
Do another little one right there.
All righty.
All right.
Ooh, all right. So we got that. And next,
We're going bacon.
the rule is no such thing. It's too much
Too
bacon.
much bacon. What a treat.
You could break those in half if you wanted
All
to.
right.
Might make more sense. Yeah. That way I can get more on. All right.
All right. Well, this is yours. So
Okay.
you think about where we want to layer here.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that's actually, there's may not be enough extra bacon. John, there's supposed to be
I know,
extra bacon.
This is really, I
Okay.
just wanted to have a little snack.
All right, that's
There
our
you
little
go.
snack BL2.
All right.
All right, so we're going to take these out to the table where we first started. We're going to eat them. Put them on top. There we go. Beautiful BLTs.
Perfect.
All right, so give us a minute. Be right back. All right, we're back. So we've moved out of the kitchen, back outside. And so Jen, tell us what we got here.
All right. Well, we are enjoying some lovely BLTs, a beautiful tomato from our Urban Ecology Center, Washington Park Community Garden. And we've got some lovely bacon, wonderful bread, and then we also have a little side salad with a cucumber also from our garden and some red onion. And
Little
it
oil and vinegar?
smells excellent.
It does. All right,
Here we
let's
go.
see how we did.
All right.
I don't know why this combo works, but it works every time.
That fresh tomato. Wow. Delicious.
Now, if you don't want all your bacon, just let me know.
I'm going to try to power through it.
Okay.
See what I can do. Since we work so hard to grow it in the garden.
I'm going to eat half sandwich, then I'm going to try the salad. There's some mayo dripping. That's slop.
I think the fact that you cooked the bread on the same griddle that had the bacon may be the key to the success here.
Just follow the rule. There's no such thing as too much bacon. What could be better?
October in Milwaukee. Who'd have thought, right?
Wonderful.
What a beautiful day.
All right, let's try the salad. See how these are freshly picked cucumbers. It's a freshly picked cucumber.
Good.
Who said we don't eat healthy on this show? Other than my wife.
I think the cucumbers balance out the bacon. That's how it works, right?
Oh, yeah. Like Diet Coke and French fries?
Exactly.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Jen, you need to come to me a little bit because you're somewhat out. There you go.
There we go. Well, I think we did good, Charlie.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a simple oil and vinegar with a little salt and pepper. I mean, I think it's a simple salad, so it just needs a simple dressing. You'll probably eat it just by itself, but
And if you come back in a couple of weeks, we'll be serving hot dogs and all kinds of fun stuff right out of that kitchen for autumn celebration.
so before you take another bite, thanks so much.
Thanks. This is great.
I appreciate you letting us come out here and see this new facility. Take in a lot of activity here. Kids out on the water, activity inside. We get to play in the kitchen. I'm sure that, is this the first meal that's been cooked there?
It might be the first one that was cooked there, and I think we nailed it. So
We did.
if there was going to be a first, BLTs for sure.
Well, I still have half a BLT, which I'm going to finish, but I'm going to thank everybody for supporting Cooking with Milwaukee Community Leaders. Each week we talk to one of our community leaders. We talk about the work in the community that's being done. Then we cook something nice, and then we eat it. So until next time, thanks for watching.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks so much for joining us on another episode of Cooking with Milwaukee Community Leaders. We hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you next time.